Hey everyone, it's Sorelda here and I'm back making videos again. For those of you wondering where I've been out with my final high school exams. I have, as of yesterday, officially finished high school. Middling words, my brain's still a little out of it from all the hard work. But yeah, I'm back, I'm making videos, and I've got about 3 months before I head off to university, so videos will be coming a lot more frequently, and then it'll resume the regular pace it used to be. I'd just like to thank a lot of you for actually sticking in there and still being subscribers. I was really surprised when I actually came back and found I had another good 40, 60 subscribers more than when I left. I thought it was going to drop down dramatically. So there are actually a bunch of you out there who've never had a new video come out while you've been a subscriber, so I'd really like to thank all of you. So yep, they'll be coming, and I'm sorry, I really should have said something, but anyway, thanks. So today's video is going to be about the Thief of Hours class that's just come out a couple of days ago. It's pretty good timing, and yeah, I'll just get to it. To get the Thief of Hours class, you've just got to come to the span, which you can do by typing down the bottom, join the span, or by clicking the button in battle on. The class itself is the rank 10 reputation class for the span, so as it suggests, you're going to actually need rank 10 in the Chronospan reputation. Once you do that, you just come to Warlock and the Warlock Golem, and you find the rep shop and you select the class. Now, for those of you who don't want to get rank 10, as normal, there is a 2000 adventure coin version of the class, so feel free to do that instead. I, however, will be using the standard version. There is no difference in the skills, just in how to obtain it. Just a couple of things about the class itself before I start showing you the combat stats. It's one of the few classes that's actually geared to have two really good different loadouts. You've got your evasion one here at level 46 with a almost 30% chance to dodge without other things taken into account. It does work off the rogue sort of model, or the dodge model. So it dodges when it dodges any attack, it will restore some HP and MP, and when you strike an enemy in combat, more effective on crits, more MP. Its passives lend itself well to this. You've got a dodge by 10% increase and a critical by 10%. Now you can gear it to be more critical more than evade, so both work really well. I prefer the evade since that'll get me more HP, but it's entirely up to you. Also, the rank 10 passive, it's 5 times more likely to go off than most other passives in the game. However, this one's just a heal. It's a intense heal and mana regen over time, and that'll go well with the normal dodges. So as you can see, at level 46, it's got a really high hit chance, decent critical, good evasion, and a nice haste. Alternatively, you can go for a more warrior-based build, which will slightly increase your crit, but dramatically decrease your evasion, haste, and chance to hit. Now, if you really want to increase your crit damage, as you probably know by now, you just add some luck enhancements. Although I personally recommend going with the evasion, since the evasion stacks a lot, and even though you've only got an 18% chance to crit, the passives and this move over here actually do increase your critical chance or your critical damage, so you'll still be critting plenty when you use it normally if you've got a high dodge, but it's up to you. Just mix around, try a bit of luck, try a bit of warrior, try a bit of rogue. You might even want to just swap out some of the rogue and thief enhancements for a bit of luck. It's all up to you, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be sticking with the entire rogue loadout. Something to bear in mind when using this class is that the first 3 moves are all physical, as you can just see below, and the final one is magical, but you don't have to worry about that, as all it does is cause a status effect. It doesn't actually cause damage, so the whole magical label is sort of irrelevant. The other thing to remember is that these first 3 moves actually all cause a stacking effect. Steal Seconds, for example, which costs 5 mana and has a 4-second cooldown, can stack 5 times, each time increasing your dodge by 3% and slightly increasing your attack speed. Now, that's really good for a class that's already quite fast and quite able of dodging. It means you're going to be healing more. But the best part is that the stack from Steal Seconds, the stack itself, doesn't get cancelled out when you do another move. which is really, really nice, which means you can actually use all 3 moves at once. Could be a bit hard to juggle, but, you just keep at it. Sonic Pile Driver, 15 mana, 6-second cooldown, physical as noted, applies the deadlock effect. And basically, you try and stack this up, and once you get 4 stacks, you have a small heal over time. And when they say small, they do mean it, because theoretically you should be dodging enough not to have to worry about healing. So it's just it's a supplement. It's not to be considered your go-to heal. If you really need one, you can add a potion or team up with a healer or a paladin high lord. But yeah, you just use the nice little heal. I am using a weapon with a high weapon range, but that's the same that I always get, so it's an average. It does do a little bit of damage in itself, so it's quite nice. So it's just something to keep in mind. You can keep that stacking with that. Yeah, you can stack as much as you want with all of them. Well, to their limit, but you can stack between them. The third move, Time Stream, does a moderate damage. This one only stacks 3 times. What it does, it increases criticals. It increases your chance of doing them and your damage, but unfortunately it comes with the downside of increasing the amount of damage that gets done to you when your enemy's critical. That should not be too bad, as theoretically you've got this steal seconds stacked up very high, and you've got your passives, and so you're dodging a lot, and so they're not hitting you very much, so them critting is even more seldom. So just a reminder, stacks 3 times. This really favors the critical build, but it also favors the dodge build because of the whole being able to dodge their more powerful attacks. The final move requires no stacks of anything. Basically, it just confuses your opponent, and they hit themselves when they try and hit you, as demonstrated. Now, as Cicero said in the design notes, this one's a bit of a trick move because they actually need to be able to hit you in the first instance. So if your dodge is too high and they can't hit you and you dodge, they're not going to take damage. However, if your steal seconds is just collapsed, or if you're focusing on these two, just whip this out. You can heal, dodge, and then if they do hit you, they'll damage themselves, giving you more time for healing, more time to build this up. So it's a really, really nice set of moves. So to wrap up, it's actually quite a nice little class. It follows the time theme well of the span. It's a bit out there, I quite like the high dodge rate and the healing, and it's got some moves that complement it well, which make it quite a nice PvP class. And similar to Pyromancer, where it reflects damage back at your enemy, it can really cause a lot of pain for Vindicators of Days and other high damage output classes. It also gives you quite a lot of choice as to whether you want to follow the critical or the dodge, and it gives you a little bit of extra survivability. I'd still recommend going in a party with this because let's just say that if your opponents do land a good string of hits, it will take you a while to recover, and then there's always the chance they'll hit you a couple of times. So my advice would be to have at least one healer. And then if your party does, by any chance, have trouble with their boss, you can be the one that just hangs in there for the 10, 20, 30 seconds while they all heal or respawn and come back. Yep. So PvP, it functions well. Soloing, it can function well against enemies, but against bosses you'll still want to party, and it might be a nice party player as you can sort of save the day if everyone else dies. So that's about it. My Time Killer class actually arrived in the mail as I was working on this video, so that I'll hopefully get out within the next couple of days. And I know I've still promised a Chrono Corruptor class from a few months ago. I really do want to do that, and then I've still got to catch up on the shonen from the birthday. I am back, and I will be posting videos more frequently. Exams are over, and I'm a free man. I only start university in March, and even then, without all my school commitments, I don't have nearly as much to worry about. So you'll be seeing more of me, and there might even be another little Oversoul video or something just to fill in the gap because I can. So thanks a lot, and thanks a lot to all my new subscribers and my old. I'll hope you can watch some more videos soon. Bye.